Today I'm lowering a climber past a knot. I'm belaying them, blah, blah, blah. Time to lower, clip it in. I'm lowering them. Oh no, there's a knot. What am I gonna do? First thing, back up the whole system. I'm gonna take a clove hitch. I like to tie it about 2 feet behind everything. Maybe 3 feet, depending on how feisty I'm feeling. Lock it, double check it's there. Now the whole thing's backed up. I can take out this redirect and I can go also hands-free. Then take your cordelette. Remember, if you clip things to your anchor, you can't drop them. I like to tie a clem heist, maybe 4 wraps. One thing I like to do is practice these skills in gloves or from standing on the opposite side of the rope than I usually do. So I normally stand on the other side of the anchor when I practice, and I also don't normally practice with gloves, but today I'm getting them both done. Tied my clem heist, it locks and it can slide. Now I'm gonna tie a munter up here, go through once, go around the back, flip it in again, lock it. You don't have to worry about tightening it or anything. We'll talk about that in a second. Then tie a mule overhand. Make sure you're collecting both the load strand and the brake side. This is hard to do upside down. There's the mule. Sometimes you don't have to do anything fancy with the overhand. You don't even have to do an overhand. You can just tuck the tails, lock it all, cinch it up, slide everything down, finish lowering the climber onto the mule. Gree-gree's loose, everything's locked. I can take the gree-gree out, load it back onto the other side. Make sure that the load strand is still the climber side. That's really hard to do on the anchor sometimes. Clip it back in. I like to go ahead and redirect the brake strand from there just to keep it out of the way. Now I'm gonna make sure that everything's loaded and looking good. Pull the tails, give it a yank, lower, make sure the gree-gree bites, which it does, especially if you redirect the tail. Slip it out. Once you take everything apart, start cleaning up. Flip things back to yourself. You can take out the extra clove. Make sure you're not taking out your own clove if you've got one rope. Make sure you're redirected, and then you can keep lowering. As I'm breaking down, check this out. Look at the sunset. Oh wow. It's so pretty. There we go. So a couple of quick tips. Always make sure you're redirecting your brake side when you're lowering from an anchor on a gree-gree. Always make sure you're backing up the whole system, and practice in different contexts so you learn things. Just as I'm cleaning up, a few things to remember. I'm not actually teaching this stuff. I really like to think of it as like me vlogging or me documenting my practice of these skills, whether it's lowering climbers, hauling, big wall skills, that type of thing. It's really just things that I don't get to practice in my daily life at work anymore now that I'm not a guide. And so it's good for me to practice. It's fun for me to film. Yeah, film things if you want.